Let's talk a little bit about money mindset, your money story. Right? And I am no expert, or I will not claim to be like I have it all figured out when it comes on to money and money management, money story, all of those things, right? But based on my experience and based on working with so many different clients, especially clients that are making of a lot of money in their business, but they are feeling so they know that they are called for more, and they know that what is really hindering them, right, is not the strategy, because they have the strategy all figured out. They know exactly what to do, but there's this invincible barrier. There's this thing there's a thing that is holding them back, right? And I remember in my first year of coaching, in my first year of business, my first client, I charged $5 for my first coaching client. And what I really wanted to charge was $10 for a 60 minutes coaching call, right? And if you know anything about coaching, right, then you know that $5, that's crazy to charge someone, right? That's hard. That's nothing, right? It's $10. That's really nothing. You should be charging a lot more, right, for your service, especially based on what you deliver, right? But I charged $5, right? So my first client paid me $5, and what I wanted to charge was $10. But I said to myself, no one is going to want to pay me $10, right? I am not good enough. I'm not worthy, all of those different stories, right? And so I charged $5 because of that story that I had in my head, right, about my worth, right? And I kept that price, right? And I remember I was on a coaching call with someone, right? And that person asked me, well, a strategy call. That person asked me, how much money do you charge, right? And I really want to see some to work with them for a month, and I really wanted to say $400. This was after I gotten a lot more experience and so forth. But instead of saying $400 to work with me for the month, guess how much I said, right? I said $50, right? Because I was afraid of hearing no, right? And even one of the time when someone paid me $100 to work with her for 1 month, right? I rejoiced. I was so excited, right? Because wow, someone paid me $100, right? Pay someone like me $100, right? And she was a lot more experienced than I was, right? She had a lot of experiences. She worked with a lot of people, right? But she was struggling with that money mindset, right? She was struggling with unworthiness, working for, which led to her working for free. All of that coming from her childhood experiences. So she had a lot of trauma, a lot of hurts, around her worth, right? And as a result of us working together, she went from like afraid of charging to making 50K in I think it was less than 6 months or 6 months, right? But what I really want to say is one of the things that really hold us back, right, is our money story, right? We struggle with our worthiness. We don't think that we are worthy, we are deserving. We are afraid of hearing no, right? We have all of these stories like, who would ever want to work with me? Money is the root of all evil. I have to work hard for money. Money doesn't grow on trees. So all of those different things that we grew up hearing about money, and it really hindered us, it hold us back, right? I had a client, when she was growing up, her mother was always like hiding money under the mattress, and all of that created a story in her head around money. She was living in another client, and here's the thing, right? Your story around money also shows up in different areas of your life. So if you are feeling unworthy or undeserving when it comes down to money, you also feel unworthy and deserving for love, for whatever else, right? Because it shows up. How you do money is how you do other things, right? And that's why one of the thing that I first thing that I work with my clients when they're coming to come to work with me one on one is we talk about their money archetypes or their money mindset, their money identity, right? Because when I look at their money mindset, right, when I look at their money identity, their money personality, right, then it gives me a clear understanding of who they are, right? I'm able to see how they show up in their business, how they show up in relationships, their communication, all of those different things, right? Because of the work, because of the assessment that I do with them, the work that I do with them, right? It allows me to see a lot, right? And so if you're feeling unworthy when it comes down to money, okay, where else is it showing up? If you are afraid of asking, because if you're afraid of asking for money, if you're afraid of asking for money, what else are you afraid of asking? Maybe you are afraid of asking your spouse for something, right? Maybe you are afraid of confrontation or afraid of conflict or all right, let's say for example you are discounting your prices because you are afraid of hearing no. And where else are you people pleasing? Where else are you not showing up fully in your power? Right? So how you do money is how you do other things. It shows up in your ministry if you're a Christian. It shows up in basically your walk with God. It shows up in your relationship with your spouse. It shows up in how you father or how you mother. It shows up how you do business in your career. All the different areas of your life, your money mindset shows up, right? And so how you do money is how you do everything, right? And so like many of the clients that comes to me, right, they are very successful, they're doing a lot, right? But what is really holding them back is their story around money, because it's coming from a deep wound. Like one of my clients, she was stuck at in one of her business. She was stuck at like 100, like she had a clothing business. She was stuck at between 100 to $300 a month. When we worked together in less than 4 weeks, she made over $1,000, right? So that her goal was, I think, to double it. She made over $1,500. Also in her consulting business, she went from making, she was like making 5K a month in her consulting business. She started making a way a lot more, right? She told me that, hey, offers just keep flying off the shelf, right? People just keep buying. Right? And it's not like she charged a little bit of money, she charged a lot, right? But what was really holding her back was her money mindset, her money story, right? And a part of that came from when she was 11 years old, right? Her aunt took one of her, I think it was another family member, to another state, right? And she did not take her, and so that created a story in her head that she was not worthy, right? She was not deserving, that there's something wrong with her. And that one event led to bankruptcy in her business. It led to like a lot of different issues, right? And that's why we work on our money mindset. We work on our identity. We work on our healing those childhood wounds. Work on our confidence. Work on all of these different things, right? Because they all are related, right? So if you want to create that success in your business, in your career, right, start looking at your money mindset, your money story. What is it that you're telling yourself when it comes down to money? Are you telling yourself that you're unworthy, not deserving? For many years I struggled with unworthiness, right? And that hindered, that showed up in a lot of different areas, led to me always getting into debt, a lot of different issues, right? And so it's very important for you to work on this area, right? And I'm creating a free a free ebook, right? And that will really go into your money story, helping you to unravel your money story, your money identity, and start doing that work on your money mindset, right? If you want to get a copy of that when it's released, it will be released very soon, right? If you want to get the notes have already been created just for me to put it together, right? If you want a copy of that, just let me know in the comment section or shoot me a DM and I'll get that over to you, right? If you want to work with me one-on-one, we can talk about that. We will work on your money mindset, work on your emotions, right? Shame, guilt, fear, all of those things. We work on your identity. We work on your mindset around, for example, confidence, imposter syndrome, all of those things, right? We work on your legacy, creating a legacy, looking at what you are building. We work on visibility, you showing up powerfully in every different areas of your life, right? You stepping into rooms and you own that room, right? You showed up like you belong there, right? You ask difficult questions. You basically show up powerfully, right? We work on all of those different things in 6 months, right? So if you want to learn more about that, let me know. You can also drop a comment. You can drop the word 360 in the comment section, right? Or you can shoot me a DM, right? And we can have that conversation. Right? Looking forward to having that conversation with you, whether it is to send you over that freebie or to work with me for 6 months or a shorter term, right? Whatever it is, right? We can work it out. See you on the next video.